Hello out there. Welcome to Seattle Connected, the show that connects you with entrepreneurs, business people, movers and shakers in our community, letting you know who they are first before they become household names, which we know they soon will be. Today's guest with me, let's see, I'm going to say she is the queen of self-consciousness. She is here to make sure that you're not just feeding your body, but you're also feeding your mind. She wants to bring out the best in you the right way, so you can not only look good, but you can feel good from the inside out. Please welcome my friend, the trendsetter, Sharae Jenkins. What's up?
Thank you, David, for having me. I love that introduction.
Okay, I was going to ask you. Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Got to have you come back, you know? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'm excited. So thank you for having me.
Of course. How was the commute?
It wasn't too bad. There was some traffic as I was heading to downtown, but I mean, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was good.
Yes. Sharae, so are you from here?
Yep, born and raised.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay,
What area?
I grew up in Rainier Beach area.
Okay.
Yeah, Rainier
All
Beach,
right.
Beacon Hill. Yeah.
Yeah?
How about you?
Come on, man. Central District all day. You know what it is.
Okay.
The old Central District.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I'm saying.
it's different now.
Yeah, it's different, but we still got the memories.
We
you know?
do. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a ton of family who stayed in that area, as well as Rainier Beach area, just all around.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
things change, but sometimes I guess change can be a good thing, right?
Yeah. I go through Rainier Valley area, and I'm like, I don't recognize any
Yeah.
of this stuff.
Yeah, it's just foreign.
It is completely different from how I grew up. So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here.
yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Man, so where would you like to start? Let's talk about your weight loss journey.
Oh my gosh, when you asked me that, I was thinking, I'm like, I have to think back.
Yes.
Because this started a long time ago. I'm like, let me really think where this started. So
Let's go.
in 2008, that's where I would say my journey officially started. So that's when I actually got serious about losing weight. But before that, I'd always been kind of on the heavier side. And just as I grew up, I just started to put on more and more weight. And my doctor, she would tell me, I really want you to lose weight. You're really young. Your blood pressure is high. High blood pressure runs in your family. And I don't want to put you on medication, but you really need to make some changes. And the thing is, she was telling me to make changes, but she wasn't telling me how to do it. So I heard her, but I'm like, I don't know how to do that, because if you're used to eating fast food, fried food, and whatever you want, if someone tells you to change without giving you any direction, you just kind of push it to the side because you don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And eventually I stumbled upon my mom's Atkins diet book. I don't know if you remember Dr. Atkins. Yeah.
No, it's all about the carbs and everything.
Yeah, because throughout my life, my mom tried different diets, and I found that book, and I was like, okay, well, this is something that can kind of give me direction. So this was before 2008, so there really weren't blogs. There really wasn't social media.
Yeah.
You really had to do like a book or something.
Research.
Yeah, and so I found that book, and I tried it, and I absolutely hated it. Like, I felt so deprived and frustrated, and I pretty much ate the same thing all the time, like steak, bacon, eggs.
Ooh,
because
sounds good.
Sometimes when you have the option, but
in moderation.
Okay. But
Okay.
when that's like your consistent diet, it becomes really frustrating and limiting. And I lost some weight, but then I gained all that weight back and then more weight. And so I go off to college, and I picked up way more than the freshman 15 because I had a meal card, and I went to Seattle University, and they had really good food.
Okay.
I don't know what it's like now, but back then they had really good food.
Okay.
And like I said, I put on so much weight, graduated from college, and was probably at my heaviest. And then I kind of started to feel more the effects of my weight, as far as like feeling sluggish, having my clothes were too small, my skin was breaking out horribly, and the most pivotal point for me was when I was with some family and friends, and someone who I don't think was trying to be mean-spirited, they said, "Oh, are you pregnant?" I'm like, no.
Wow.
No.
That's
I'm like,
horrible.
okay. I'm like, Sharae, you've got to do something. And so this time I did Weight Watchers. So this was in 2008. And so that's another program that's changed over time. So I don't know what they're doing now. So if anyone has tried it now and they're like, no, what I did in 2008, it actually really was a great program for me. I loved the community aspect. You have a leader, and she was very encouraging, very knowledgeable, and their focus back then was on a lifestyle. And that's what was really different for me, because I was focused on get the weight off. I wasn't thinking long term. And so they really emphasize what habits can you form now that you can really stick to.
Gotcha.
So it was just a really great program to follow. I learned a lot that I still even use today. So that's just kind of the track that I've been on. So like I said, between 2008 and 2009, that's when I lost a majority of my weight, 50 pounds. Then I lost an additional 10 pounds. And I've been able to keep it off since then.
Okay.
So
yeah. All right. First, when that family member asked you if you were pregnant,
it was a friend, but
okay, that friend.
Uh-huh.
Did you put hands on him?
No.
Okay. Are you? I listen. If you did, certain things you shouldn't ask people.
I think I was so in shock. I was like, no, I'm not. It was like I said, I don't think they were trying to be mean, because you can tell the difference between someone sincerely asking and shade. You can tell the difference.
This is true.
So I don't feel like it was shade. I think it was this person had seen me in a while, and I think it was genuine curiosity.
Okay.
It just wasn't the appropriate way. Even if I was pregnant, that wouldn't be the appropriate way to ask it.
Yes.
Because if I wanted you to know, I would have just said that.
Yes.
So.
And me being a man, I've always waited for the woman
exactly
to mention it themselves about they're pregnant, or they're, hey, we're expecting. I don't just go out there and throw that out there, because, I mean, somebody could not be pregnant. They could have, experienced some things that, their body isn't the way it was before.
Yeah,
and
they could be on a medication that's
right.
causing them to gain weight, and they're really struggling with an illness. You don't
okay,
know
now number 2, are you still friends with that person?
That person moved, and I haven't seen him in a while.
Him. Yeah, we're not going to say his name.
We're not going to say his name, but
we're not going to do him that justice.
No.
He knows he was wrong.
He was wrong, but it was something that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because that was, like I said, my breaking point. Yeah. And I feel like that's what it is with weight loss, is you have to reach your breaking point where you're like, I cannot keep going down this path. Something really has to change.
So you would say that was your breaking point?
I would say that was, like I said, I was feeling the physical effects of it, but that statement, I was like, okay, get serious, and you really got to do something. Because like I said, I graduated from college. I'm like, you have your career and your life ahead of you. You need to get healthy. You need to get together. You need to be there for your family. You've got to make some changes.
I'm glad you made those changes. And I'm glad that you did it because you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's huge, because if someone is forcing you to change, you may do it, but eventually you'll rebel if it's not something that you want to do. So when it becomes very personal for you, then I think that's going to be your real catalyst for change.
Yes. Man, preach. So, Sharae, what would you say was the most impactful words of advice or someone might have given to you during this process, like when you first started, just something that really might have hit home and you said, you know what, yeah, I'm on the right path, or I need to think about that going forward as far as my health is concerned?
I think the most impactful thing that someone said to me was focus on sustainability. I think it's so easy for us to get caught up in, like what I got caught up in, the low carb fad. I mean, if it works for you, fine, but getting caught up in that and focusing on, okay, what are some habits that you can sustain long term? And by long term, it's like 6 months or more. So it's like focusing also on what are some things that you need to add to your diet. Because I think when we think about weight loss, we're focused on what do I need to cut, what do I need to stop eating, what do I need to restrict myself from, versus having a mindset of what do I need to incorporate more of, what do I need to add. I feel like that makes you more empowered and more engaged in your journey, and you look at it more long term instead of this short term quick fix. So I definitely think focusing on sustainability was key. And I would also say focusing on non-scale victories, because of course you want to lose weight and you do want to see change on the scale, but also factoring in what are some other ways that I can see improvements long term. Like, would it be like for me, my skin clearing up, getting off medication? I talk to a lot of women who are like, okay, I'm pre-diabetic. Is that a goal for you to not just lose weight, but to also no longer be, pre-diabetic? So, focusing on other ways that you can gauge your progress that have nothing to do with the scale, because eventually you're going to lose the weight. And so, what's going to be your focus then? So just constantly making goals along the way, weight loss goals, non-weight loss goals, but just having it all health focused.
Yeah. And I learned myself that multiple things kind of tie in together as far as like, your health goals, because for me, I said, okay, well, I eat pretty good, but I'm going to start drinking more water.
Exactly.
Or I'm going to cut out, carbonated drinks, or just different things that you can change, and then it becomes routine. It's not like I'm just doing this for 30 days, or I'm doing it for the summer or the winter.
Exactly. Yeah. I want people to think long term, because like you said, for summer, okay, well, when summer's over, what are you going to do? Or it's like, I want to fit into my wedding dress, which is fine, but what are you going to do after that? Like, is that it? And it's kind of like think long term, and think like vitality and how you want to feel as well, not just look, but how do you want to feel?
How do you want to feel?
Yeah,
that's important, right?
Yeah, it's like, do you want to feel sluggish? Do you want to have low energy? No.
Yeah, that's real. And I noticed that with myself. I stopped eating after a certain time of day.
Okay.
Not eating late and then just hopping in the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, you got to give your digestive system time to process that food, or it's going to feel really heavy.
Right.
On you. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need those problems. No, not at all.
We got enough problems.
Come on now, I'm telling you. So, Miss Sharae, with you being a wonderful nutritionist, I have a question for you. What is the misconception that you would say you run into the most about being a nutritionist? And we're going to put you in the hot seat. Do you have a cheat day? Do you have a cheat day? Come on.
Okay. The first one.
Okay.
So I think the misconception about me is that people think that I'm going to be like the food police, like that they can't eat certain foods.
Judgment.
Yeah, can't eat certain foods around me. I'm like, you can eat what you want. I'm not going to judge you. And if you want help, fine. I'm not going to say, oh, you really should eat this. And
don't be that guy.
I'm not, because people are adults and they can make their own choices, and they know, like I said, when they're ready for change. If people ask me questions, fine. But other than that, it's like, I'm not going to judge you. People do it at work, and I'm like, you guys can have the cookies in the break room. I don't care. Do what you want. So, like I said, people think that I'm going to be judging them, and I'm not, because I know that change is hard, and I know that over time, like, we've become accustomed, or some people have become accustomed to, like, eating out of emotion or something like that, and that's hard to change, and I acknowledge that. So I would never, like, beat up on anybody.
That's good.
So yeah, so that's one misconception. And then as far as cheat day, so what I like to say is indulgent, because when we say cheat, the word cheat has a negative connotation, and I would never want people to feel guilty for anything that they've eaten, because I'm a huge proponent of all foods can fit into a healthy lifestyle. Of course, if you have an allergy, that's different, but all foods can fit. You can eat foods in moderation, and it's about portion control. And so when I do want something a little more indulgent, I try to plan it so that I don't just go overboard.
Right.
So having a plan for it, and then having a plan for what I'm going to eat after that, so it doesn't kind of cascade.
Gotcha.
Because I think that's what happens sometimes. People are like, I'll have this meal and then I'll have that. Well, I've already, eaten all this. I might as well eat this and this and that. So when you have a plan for what you're going to do afterwards, then it kind of keeps it more, okay, this is my indulgent meal. I'm going to enjoy it because I can. And then after this, I'm just going to get back to my normal eating habits, and then just keep going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. I like those earrings too. Those
Thank you. They were a Christmas gift.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Santa put them in my stocking.
Okay, shout out to Santa.
Yeah, aka my sister.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, Santa's black, right?
Santa was a black woman for me this year. My sister.
Yeah. Okay. Well, they're a woman or a man. Santa's black.
Santa is black.
These are facts.
That's the best
I'm
Santa.
not just making it up. Come on. That's what's up. But yeah, I like those. Sharae, I like how you said that you can kind of incorporate all foods. And that's really important that you mentioned about portion control. because I heard someone say one time, they said, you know, you can go ahead and have a burger. It just doesn't have to be the burger that could feed a family of 4.
Yeah.
Or you could have a burger and cut it in half and have some
Exactly.
today, have some for tomorrow
Yeah.
for lunch. Or just not feeling like you have to eat until you're just totally stuffed and you can barely walk and you just, you know, feel sluggish, like what you were saying.
Yeah. There's ways that you can make modifications. I know for me, I still love pizza, and I used to eat like 4 and 5 slices, but it's like, okay, what if you ate one slice of pizza and then had some salad on the side? Or like you said with the burger, you know, you can have it bunless, or you can have a salad on the side, or, you know, you can split something with a friend. You can have an appetizer and split it, or like I said, or going to a restaurant, you can kind of pick, okay, do I want an appetizer or a dessert instead of both? You know, kind of making some choices and keeping your goals in mind, but then, like I said, also wanting to make it about a lifestyle where you're not restricted.
For this weight loss journey, what's one of the biggest things you learned about yourself, aside from just losing weight, but just the process and the mental toll that I know it took on you some days more than others, and just your focus and just having a goal in your mind, not even telling people about the goal or what the specific goal like you were trying to achieve, but just knowing that you want to be better for yourself. What's one of the biggest things you learned about yourself during this process?
I would say I learned that I am very resilient. So going through different phases of my life, but still keeping my goal a focus. So it's, you know, going through career transitions. It was, you know, earning my master's degree. It was going through the unfortunate passing of my mom, and still keeping that focus, keeping that determination and commitment to myself, and just having an attitude of, I'm not going to quit. And I'm not going to give myself a plan B, because I think that's what sometimes people do, is they're like, well, if this doesn't work, then it's like, no, take quitting off the table. There is no plan B. Act like this is the only goal and that you have to accomplish it. So I definitely think being resilient and staying, like you said, staying focused and staying disciplined, no matter what life looks like. Because life is going to look different, but it's okay, what can I adapt based on where I am in life, but I'm still going to move forward, instead of being stuck in a cycle of stop, start, stop, start. It's like, I have to keep going. This season of my life looks different, but what are some ways I can still incorporate some healthy habits? So definitely staying disciplined and focused no matter what.
I think that's one of the things that is key as far as trying to obtain a goal and then maintain that goal. I think it has a lot to do with also being realistic.
Yeah.
You know, being that we're in a new year, I think that a lot of people sign up for these gyms, they have these diet plans, and when they fall short of their expectations, they totally quit.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that you shouldn't set the bar so high that you feel like a failure if you have a off day.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I definitely think setting realistic goals and understanding what you have the ability to do, instead of saying, okay, I don't work out now, I'm going to work out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Is that really reasonable? You know, what if you started with 2 or 3 days and then you work your way up from there? Or if you say, okay, I know that I need to change the way I eat, but I have a really busy schedule, maybe can't make all of my meals, but then what are some small changes you can make? What if you added vegetables to your dinner? What if you know, had a smoothie for breakfast instead of going to the
Fast
coffee
food,
shop
yeah.
or whatever? So it's like, what are some small changes you can make? Because like you said, the new year's coming, and, you know, people are going to be new year, new me, and that's great, but what is really, again, going back to that sustainability, what's going to be sustainable? It's not about how much weight you can lose in January. It's about, okay, what are some lifestyle changes that I can start making now that are really going to put me on the right path?
Ooh, that was deep. That was deep. Now, I don't want to skate over what you said earlier, but you got your master's?
I did.
In?
MBA, Master's in Business Administration.
Okay.
Yes.
I got my bachelor's in business. I mean, but
Good.
one day I'll catch up with you and get that
You can
master's.
do it.
And
You can do it.
thank you. I appreciate
You
that.
can. I mean, I did it when working full time, so it's
Ooh.
possible. I mean, you're not gonna have a social life.
Yeah, now you're just showing off.
Nick's
You're
is social, but you've got to make some sacrifices. So if you're willing to sacrifice for the time of that program, absolutely.
Hey, I
do
made
it.
sacrifices to build this platform, Seattle Connected
And this
podcast.
is nice.
Well, thank you.
I told you when I walked
You
in,
know,
I said, this is
hey,
nice.
man, only the best for my guests.
Well,
You know what I'm
good.
saying? I'm gonna have to call in a favor one time, and you be like, all right, yeah, he had me in a good environment. I got his back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm here for him.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that your mom had passed away.
Yes, in 2019, she had cancer.
Okay. The only reason why I ask is because I lost my mom as well, and I always think it's important for people to shout out their mom
Yeah.
and parents in general, but
Yeah.
you should still shout out your mom.
Yes. Mom.
Yeah.
She was amazing. She's incomparable. Like my number one cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like no matter what.
Yeah.
She always cheered me on. She's like, okay, little health person. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. Mom." But
Yeah. Yeah, but that's dope, and I know that your mom is watching over you and she's proud because she knows that she raised someone who is her own woman,
Mhm.
someone who is resilient, and you have so many of those qualities I'm sure she instilled in you
Mhm.
that really didn't hit home until after she was gone.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. Yeah,
And
it's-
right, you know what
it
I'm
always
saying?
does. It's just
Yeah.
like when I'm doing things around the house, I'm like, okay, I get that from mom. I can
Mhm.
tell that was a mom thing. When I'm organizing stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay. Or when I say something to my sister, I'm like, okay,
And it hits you.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, that was mom.
Yeah, and it hits you, or even times when you do something, you're like, God, all right, Mom, I understand now. I get it.
Yes,
You know.
yes.
Yeah, so shout out to her.
Yeah.
So, Sharae, how is it being an entrepreneur?
It's challenging. It's rewarding and challenging.
Yeah.
You know, rewarding as far as like working with people, helping them get healthier, meeting new people like yourself, and you know, finding different ways to use my skills. But then it can be challenging because it goes through seasons.
Yeah.
You know, where it's kind of slower, where it's faster, and it's always trying to find different ways to connect and to build relationships, and challenging myself to expand beyond social media because you know, social media is unreliable, and
Yes.
you know, Meta owns everything, and if you upset Meta, then there you go. So-
Wait, you mean you can't believe everything that's on social media?
no,
What?
no, you can't. Yeah,
Man.
yeah, and so definitely, you know, trying to find different ways to connect with people. So I mean, I love it because it's not something that I had thought that I would be doing when I first lost weight. I'm just like, okay, you know, this was fun, and hopefully I can help some people along the way. And people just kept asking me questions, and then I saw that health coaching and being a nutritionist was a thing. I was like, oh, because I thought that I had to go back to like my 4-year college and be a nutritionist that way. But I'm like, oh, okay, I can take this program and that program, and I can help people and build my own program. So I'm like, oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
And how's that going for you?
it's going well. I have a program that I really love, and I support women through it. It's a 12-week group coaching program. So focusing on lifestyle changes, nutrition, movement, mindset, all that good stuff. And I do workshops and podcasts and whatever else I can do to support and get people.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question going back to that friend, and I listen.
You are mad at him.
No, listen.
You are mad at
I'm
him.
still in the back of my head because I know people like that. Now, all right. First, have you seen that friend since you've lost the weight?
Have I? Yeah, it was a long time ago, but yeah, after that I did.
Okay. Number 2. Did that friend ever apologize about asking you if you were pregnant?
No.
Number 3, does that friend have a hating ass girlfriend? Excuse my language if kids are watching. Don't, I'm sorry. Adults slip up sometime too. But does that friend have a hating type girlfriend?
No, the last girlfriend that I know he had, she was very nice.
She was probably a hater.
No, she was. I knew her. She was nice. She was
Stop.
really pretty. Like I said, I don't think he was trying to be mean. He was just curious.
But you said you're prettier, so it doesn't matter, right?
Never.
That's what you're saying. I get it. I get it. And now with the earrings, what?
I never
what?
said that.
Nah, because usually people like that have haters in their corner and they say some slick stuff, but it's all good.
I think he was just one of those people who just doesn't have a filter
Mm.
and just says whatever comes to their mind. And I think we all know people like that.
Yeah, but the thing about that, you can say what's on your mind, but you don't have to be disrespectful.
True, but some people still don't know how to craft their words.
That's when you put those hands on. No, wait a minute. I didn't say that. We don't advocate for violence. Come on.
We can't.
No, self-defense, but we're not violent around
But self-defense would be as if he put his hands on me
That's-
first. So if
that's
I
true.
shoot first, that's not self-defense.
No, but I'm saying for the comment that he made.
But still, no, that's not self-defense.
Hey, listen. Yeah,
No,
you're right.
And then it was in public too, so I'm sure there were cameras.
Yeah. And that hating girlfriend you were talking about?
She wasn't there.
She's a hater anyway. Hey, so Sharae, I would like to ask you, what is your biggest goal for 2024 as far as your business goals, or even just your own personal self, your own?
I would say personally, budgeting and actually sticking to my budget.
There you go.
Because sometimes I just spend money
listen.
whatever, and I'm like, sure, you got to get this shopping
Mm-hmm.
under control, so and save more. So that's a
Right.
personal goal. Business goal, just definitely want to continue to get out there and meet people, go to networking events, more speaking engagements. Like I said, using my skills beyond coaching, because I feel like nutrition and health, there's so many different industries and businesses that could use health coaching and learning more about nutrition. Like there's ministries and things like that that tend to focus more on our seniors instead of being more proactive. I'm huge on being proactive about making changes before you have a health diagnosis.
Yes.
And partnering with different community organizations, even mental health providers, because I come in contact with women who have anxiety or depression, and that's what's leading them to their certain eating habits. And so I feel like if someone is in that space, then they could utilize the support of definitely a therapist, but then also someone who can help them with the nutrition side. So, attacking it in that way. So, just meeting new people, and I'm open to seeing what's possible. So,
Yeah. Man, I like that. Thank you so much, Sharae.
And how about you?
Oh,
Jess?
wow.
I want to know.
This is awesome. All right.
I want to know.
I'm a little nervous. Let's see, because I'm usually the one interviewing people. All right.
I just
Let me
wanted
see.
to know that
You know what I'm trying to do? Seattle Connected. You're like episode 50
Wow.
right now. Right now. Listen, right
Wow,
now.
50,
We need
that's
to celebrate.
amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
50, that's a huge
Man.
milestone.
Yeah, hey, well, thank
Congratulations.
you. I appreciate that.
Congratulations.
I am just looking to expand my network. I want to help more entrepreneurs or people in our community just doing right.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we think I have to be famous or I have to have a lot of money to have an effect on my community or influence others. But I just want to continue to help people such as yourself, just and live by example. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the person saying someone need to be doing something in our but then I could be doing something.
Yeah, you could be that one. Yeah.
And the response has been incredible, so I'm very grateful, and it just makes me want to work harder to put more people on, and we just build something everlasting, and we can pass on to our kids no matter what we do, even if we're just but if we're a tutor at a school.
Absolutely.
Make those steps and show your kids, there's people who look like us who do care, who are contributing to our community like we do for the rest of the world, beyond February. But I would just like to continue to do that, have fun, and just take more time for myself.
Yeah.
Just to kind of decompress and do what I like to do. And yeah, man. So anything that comes up, I'm going to hit you up, networking.
Absolutely.
And just people I know who could use some of your mentorship and positive vibes.
Awesome. Thank you.
And those dope earrings.
Thank you.
So, Sharae, before we go, would you like to let people know how they can get in contact with you, or if they have any questions, or they just want to reach out?
Absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram. It is fab_fit coaching. You can also send me a friend request on Facebook, Sharae Jenkins, and I would love to connect with you. And definitely, if you are looking for coaching and support and to help you with your weight loss goals and wellness goals, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I would love to connect with you, love to support you, hear more about your goals, and see how we can partner to help you achieve them.
Absolutely. And would you like to give any shout outs or nah? You good?
Just shout out to anybody who has supported me along the way. I've been on this journey with coaching for a long time, so definitely thank you to everyone who has supported me in any kind of way, who's gone through my coaching program, who's bought an ebook, or even just said encouraging words. That's helpful, and that goes a long way, and things like that don't go unnoticed. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sharae. This has been awesome.
Thank you, David.
I know we'll be hearing more from you in the near future. I'm going to make sure that, and I can say, I know her.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And I appreciate all the information you've given us. And I know that there's always more we could be learning. So with all the technology we have now, no one has any excuse.
Exactly.
So continue to seek more knowledge and know that there's resources out there such as Sharae Jenkins.
Yes.
You gotta say it like that. Sharae Jenkins. Echo. Yeah, and thank you guys once again for watching. Like I always say, it's important to take care of others, but please make sure you take time to take care of yourself. Until next time, stay connected. Peace.